What makes it confusing? It's not just what's happening between you. It's what starts to happen inside both of you. One person starts to need reassurance. The other one starts to need space. The other moves closer, while the other one starts pulling back. And both people usually think that they are reacting to the other person, when often they are in fact reacting or starting to react to how the relationship is starting to make them feel. And this is what often comes up in therapy. Not in the language of attachment styles as such, but just people describing ordinary situations like this. Someone says, everything felt great, and then suddenly they became distant. Or the more I liked them, the more anxious I started to become. Or someone might say that when I start to get closer, I suddenly also start to feel pressure. So both people are usually reacting or making sense emotionally, even though they are reacting completely differently. For example, someone might start to check their phone more, not because they are irrational, but because the relationship is starting to matter more emotionally. When replies change slightly, or the other becomes harder to reach, the full attention might start to move towards that relationship. They might ask for reassurance more, want clarity, trying to emotionally settle again, not because they are too much, but because uncertainty has started to feel too loud emotionally. And at the same time, the other person might be experiencing something completely different. They might genuinely like the connection, then feel suddenly pressure when the connection starts to become emotionally real. So they might pull back slightly, take longer to reply, become harder to read, and need more space. Not always intentionally, and not necessarily because they've started to lose feelings, but because closeness has also started to bring something up to them emotionally. And this is where relationships start to become painful, because both people are now reacting to each other's reactions. One person feels distance, so they move closer. The other feels pressure, so they pull back more. Now, both people are most likely thinking that the other person is the problem, when often they are caught inside a dynamic neither one of them understands fully yet. And I think this is very important to understand, because a lot of people at this point start to question themselves. The anxious partner might be wondering, am I too much? The avoidant person might be wondering, why do I suddenly need distance when I really like the person? But underneath these reactions, there's usually something emotional being protected. Fear of rejection, fear of losing independence, fear of not being enough, and fear of being emotionally too exposed. So sometimes the question isn't only just, what is this person doing? It's also, what is this relationship starting to bring up in both of us? Because once relationships start to matter emotionally, people often stop reacting only to each other and start reacting what they are trying not to feel. And if this resonates, the next thing to look at is why the other person might start to emotionally invest much faster than the other. And this is where often these dynamics begin.